ladies and gentlemen are the custodians of America's national icons. And today, Pinnacles is no longer a monument, it is a national park. It is iconic in the same way that the Grand Canyon and Yosemite and Yellowstone and Acadia. So to all of you who made it happen, let's give you a round of applause. Now it's fitting and proper for me as the Secretary of Interior and a part of the President's Cabinet first to start off by saying that I am here on behalf of President Barack Obama because he wants to celebrate with all of you here today. And his signature on legislation that was pushed through and sponsored by the great Sam Farr and Senator Barbara Boxer made this legislation here and this celebration today possible. And so to Karen, you as a superintendent, the letter from the White House is the following. I send greetings to all of those attending the Pinnacles National Park ceremony. From the smallest historic sites to the largest natural spaces, our national parks contribute immeasurably to our country's collective health and spirit. These treasured places preserve our unique history and iconic symbols, protect our ecosystems, and serve as reservoirs of biodiversity. Our parks offer opportunities to enjoy outdoor recreation with family and friends, and they provide safe and accessible settings to appreciate the bounty of our land. Pinnacles National Park is now among these cherished sites, and as you gather on this special occasion, I commend the Department of the Interior, Representative Sam Farr, United States Senator Barbara Boxer, and all those who made this possible. I wish you all the best for an enjoyable event. Barack Obama. So the President was paying some tribute to me a few days ago. He said that I sometimes like to call our department the Department of America because it is a Department of America. But I like to also note that everywhere that I go, I get to meet wonderful leaders who do so much for our communities. And I know that some of those wonderful leaders today are fighting about which one of the places that comes into Pinnacles National Park is going to be the gateway to National Park. Is it going to be Hollister? Okay. There's a
I feel overwhelmed with excitement and optimism. To look around the park on a beautiful winter's Monday afternoon and to see what appears to be 600 or 700 people is such a stunning testimony to how many people love this place. What does it mean to Pinnacles partnership? I'm not sure, but national park status certainly means that Pinnacles takes on a much higher profile as one of only 59 national parks in the United States. And I think that can only help Pinnacles Partnership be a better friends organization to Pinnacles National Park. A week ago, predictions called for 200 people to show up. So naturally, over the weekend, we all conducted a little bit of last-minute juggling. The NPS staff has just hit it out of the park with this one. It's been a challenge, but one that the staff's just completely embraced. And I'm consistently inspired by the caliber of the staff here at Pinnacles National Park anyway. And this has just been, in my mind, their finest hour.
Anyways, all right. So what's behind me or all around me here is the Ben Bacon Ranch. It was, well, the site was a homestead from one of the first families to settle, one of the first American families to settle here in this valley. Now remember I said a little while back that people have been living here for countless generations. The Shalom were here for countless generations. Well, in the 18th century, 1800s, when Spanish colonists first came, the Shalom and many of the other, almost all the coastal Indians were removed to missions, and most of them died as a result of disease and other, in some cases, violence. It was a very dismal time in history. For this place here, what that meant is when the American settlers first started coming here, this became a part of the United States in 1848. And you may remember, you may have heard that there was a big gold rush in 1849. So a lot of American immigrants started flooding into this part of California. And they arrived here in this valley, in this area, Bear Valley is what this is generally, in the 1860s, 1864 actually. And when they got here, the Chelones were already gone. So it looked like an empty place. It was just virgin nature as far as they could tell. They didn't know that the Chelones had been gone for, how long would that have been? Almost half a century, more than half a century. So anyways, it's kind of interesting. So you can imagine them coming in here, and it looks like nobody lives here, there was nobody here. Well, the Bacon family, for those American immigrants, the Bacon family was the first family to settle here in Bear Valley. We kind of refer to this as the bottom lands here in the park, because it's the bottom lands. But this is part of Bear Valley. They arrived in 1865 actually. Elizabeth Bacon, often known as Grandma Bacon, she's kind of the mother of the community, the old community here. First settled with her family and her sons and daughters, somewhere in this area, we don't know exactly where. And one of her youngest son was Ben Bacon. He was actually the only one of her children to be born here in San Bernardino County, here in this valley. The rest of her children were born in various parts, some in Oregon, because she came over on the Oregon Trail and then came south to California afterwards. Ben Bacon was the first American settler to be born here, and he was born in the very first year that they arrived. Now, he grew up here in this valley, and when he was older and he married, he built this house.
Well, my least favorite part would be how difficult it's been to show visitors condors, which are usually visible just over this ridge nearby. My favorite part, for me, has just been catching up with a lot of old friends from a number of groups, the Amamutsan Tribal Band, an Alpinists Club, some former National Park Service staff, some friends from the Audubon Society, who've all taken the trouble to come out here for all the reasons that they find this place special. So for me, it's been kind of a class reunion for other people who hold this place near and dear and who love nature.